Today's episode of Adapt and Respond is sponsored by the Pimpin' Ain't Easy Marketing Conference. Does your business need to rank higher in the search engines because of the AI? Do you want everything your company touches to turn to gold? If you answered yes to either of those questions, you and your business need to get your act together at the Pimpin' Ain't Easy Marketing Conference. Attend keynote speeches made by marketing gurus like the Bishop Don Juan and a pimp named Slickback and Joy's sister-in-law's baby cousin Tracy. This event is not free and neither are your meals. So if you're a broke booty Buster Brown, this might not be your get down. Only real get money hustlers need apply at the Pimpin' Ain't Easy Marketing Conference. That's the Pimpin' Ain't Easy Marketing Conference.com. Today's episode of Adapt and Respond is sponsored by Ricardo's Huevos Rancheros in Turley, Oklahoma, the only restaurant in Green Country where the tagline is wet and saucy. That's right, wet and saucy. Get your eggs scrambled, milk swirled at Ricardo's Huevos Rancheros in Turley, Oklahoma today. Today's episode of Adapt and Respond is sponsored by Benjamin Banneker College, the only HBCU with a BBW, Big Bad Bachelors in What to Do, Pretty Mama. At the BBC, you can erect your education with such foundational skills as mackin', what's crack-a-lackin', and is that your man or just your baby's daddy? And, of course, accounting. At the BBC, students gain the knowledge and experience to get money, rock ice, write prose, new money, new whips, new clothes, keep money everywhere we go. So if you're about trying to get this paper and get your degree, walk on down to the BBC and bring cash. Now, let's start the show. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching Adapt and Respond, thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year round. If you're into that, consider joining the more than 171,000 subscribers to Adapt and Respond, a college football podcast. You can also listen to us on the Apples, on the Spotifys, wherever it is that you get your podcast. But as always, we will do YouTube and video exclusives, just as we did earlier today when news broke that Brendan Sorsby has been made eligible by a Tarrant County judge in Texas. In this episode, I want to get into not just him being eligible, but what case we can actually look at that has some of the ramifications for not declaring Brendan Sorsby ineligible and the fallout from this, because not a single person outside of Texas Tech is happy about how this has gone down. Nobody. And I think listing off the number of college football administrators, conference commissioners, and the like that have given an opinion about this that is certainly just saying it's bad is worth considering. But again, at the bottom of this, I want to inform you about a legal precedent that probably helped, or I should say an NCAA precedent that probably helped Brendan Sorsby get this temporary injunction for him to be eligible in 2026. And if you've been living underneath that particular rock, congratulations. You are one of the Martians on For All Mankind, where apparently if we want to get a ceasefire to you, it's going to have to go through several dead satellites. Some of y'all got Apple TV, some of y'all don't. Some of y'all get that joke, some of y'all don't. But the point there is you had to be underneath that rock to know that Brendan Sorsby last April told everybody, hey, look, I got a gambling addiction and I'm in the rehab now, but I'm about to finish the rehabs and I hope to play football next year. Okay, cool. Tell us about this gambling addiction. What had happened? Well, what had happened was I placed more than 10,000 bets, more than $90,000 on my own football team and professional teams, and I probably broke some state laws. But you know what? I'm in rehab now. So, can we let bygones be bygones? And the NCAA was like, I'm sorry, what? Hey, dog, wait, back up, back all the way up, timeout, T.O., I'm gonna need a full, not 30 seconds, but not 30 seconds, full timeout, all right? We gonna go to media timeout. We need commercials to run, because we got some things to discuss here, son. So what is it that the NCAA found? Hey, dog, that he was telling the truth. And it's Texas Tech. What do you have to say for your $5 million quarterback? We have to say that we have declared him ineligible, but we want to reinstate him. We're stipulating facts. He did do that. He did that dirt. But we still want him to play because we think it's in his best interest, his personal health, for him to play football at Texas Tech this year. Oh, by the way, we trying to win the national championship this year, guys. You understand. And NCAA is like, no, we don't. We really don't. Because when we look at all these things that you've told us that you have done, and we agree that you have done, no, we can't let you play football no more, dog. Like, it's we can't let that occur. And Texas Tech's like, I'm real sorry you feel that way. Because now we going to have to reload these arms like Henry Cavill in Mission Impossible 6 and go to work in this bathroom. You know what? We going to file a temporary injunction in the state of Texas, trying to get this already done so we get our $5 million quarterback on the football field. And the NCAA, do what you want, dog. We got all this evidence. Any independent arbiter is going to look at this and go, hey, yeah, dog, you did that. I don't know what you even in this courtroom for. This is bunk. But that ain't what happened. What had happened was Judge Ken Curry decided, yeah, all right, he did it, but, he can serve a suspension, 2 games, and we'll let bygones be bygones. To the rest of us, we like, yeah, whoa. Wait, what do you mean? Why? Based on what? What kind of Jeffrey Kessler magic did you just read? Jeffrey Kessler, who also represented House and House versus NCAA. That's why we have the revenue sharing and the rules for NIL. Jeffrey Kessler, who's done a really good job of defending his clients, mostly unions, and winning, right? Showed up to this courthouse, comes out with a win, right? So starting with Georgia Athletic Director Josh Brooks, we have lots of people that are coming out of here going, no, this needs to be a permanent ban. That dude broke NCAA policy and broke multiple state wagering laws. So this is what Josh Brooks, Georgia's athletic director, had to say about it. Quote, I think there needs to be serious conversations about not playing Texas Tech in any sports. He's also, on the football oversight committee. He told this to Ross Dellinger at Yahoo Sports. This is not about Texas Tech. It's about protecting our locker room. We cannot, in good conscience, put our student athletes on a field where the competitive integrity of the contest is comprised and overridden by the courts. If a state court wants to dictate eligibility rules, they can play themselves. He goes on, all FBS schools should only take the field against programs operating under a uniform, trustworthy standard of fairness. We officially reached the point of no return. Going on, we talked to Gabe Feldman, I should say. We're going to hear Gabe Feldman talk about this. Again, Ross Dellinger doing good work here. If there's one thing that could unify a divided Congress to pass a law that gives the NCAA more authority to govern itself, it might be a court prohibiting the NCAA from banning athletes who bet on their games. This is Tulane sports law professor Gabe Feldman, who's got a good point. Maybe this is the thing that actually gets Ted Cruz's Protect College Sports Act across the line, because it's so egregious that a local judge could do this, right? Then we get the commissioner of the MAC, John Steinbrecher, who says, the ruling speaks to the challenges we have in enforcing sensible rules. We need help from the federal government that gives us some protection to enforce our rules. Big West Commissioner Dan Butterly had this to say. He's also in the D1 cabinet. It's a devastating, quote, ruling for integrity of American sports, not just the NCAA. He went on, from what I understand, this individual bet on his own games, not unlike Pete Rose. But Pete got a lifetime ban. In this case, a Texas judge ruled a Texas Tech athlete gets to play. Nebraska Athletic Director Troy Dannon, I have not personally advocated for conference self-governance, but today's decision makes it obvious that it is a necessary path forward. We cannot align with institutions who advocate or support player participation in this circumstance. And then finally, we get Cody Campbell, who's been at the front of a lot of this, who is a trustee and basically the dude writing the checks at Texas Tech, and also fronting a lot of Texas Tech, not just being great in football, but in other sports as well. He says, I'm doing everything I can to fix the system, but there is a permanent solution. But until there is a permanent solution, Texas Tech and its student athletes have to do the best they can to navigate and compete amid the chaos that exists in the reality of the world we live in. This is a man who's saying, hey, I played by the rules that are there. I, like you, admit the rules are broken, but I'm going to take advantage of them like you're going to take advantage of them until such a time as we all fix what is a broken system. One way to get people to close up a loophole is by exploiting it over and over again. So maybe this does that. And maybe we get to have a deeper conversation about college athletes and gambling, because we've got Iowa players, Iowa State players, we've had others, at Iowa who have been banned from the game or can't play anymore because they bet even less money on things that didn't seem to matter as much. But because Brendan Sorsby can afford Jeffrey Kessler, we're talking about it being this way, right? I'm looking around at this, and honestly, I wondered, how could you get to a place where you can bet on your sport or any sport that is adjacent to your own and still be allowed to participate in said sport? Well, in November 2025, Indiana volleyball coach Brett Agnew was served a 10-game regular season suspension where he couldn't participate in coaching activities and a public reprimand and a censure, and he also received a 2-year show cause because they found that during a 5-month period, 5 months, Brett Agnew placed more than 700 bets, 27 of which were on Indiana's football and men's basketball teams, totaling up to $327,000 on online betting platforms. The NCAA rules no longer prohibit student athletes or athletic staff from betting on professional sports, but the rules still prohibit betting on collegiate sports. However, Agnew's bets were placed before those new rules went into effect November 22nd, 2025. So a lot of this is what Brendan Sorsby done before this law came online, right? And since. And I think that is also a big part of it, right? Brendan Sorsby, who also dropped a statement for the first time, commenting on this around 3:15 Eastern Standard Time. He says, I'm very grateful for the endless support I have received throughout the entire process. I'm also grateful for the chance to rejoin my teammates. This opportunity comes with the responsibility to remain focused on my personal growth, the ability to learn from this experience, and to be able to use my situation to help others going forward. Not one word in there about gambling. Not one word in there about addiction. Not one word in there about being sorry for what he has done, an apology. I, like you, look at this and I say, I want him to be comfortable. I want him to be safe. I want him to be okay. But that also means you don't get to play college football. There has to be a real penalty paid here. When juries convict someone that is inevitably going to go to prison for the crime that they had done, that is the punishment that they will serve. We all wish that person well, right? We would like the rate of recidivism to go through the floor. We would like the rehabilitation process to work. But we also agree that the punishment must fit the crime. In this case, none of us agree that this is getting even close to paying the penance that you must pay for a cardinal sin of this kind. You are jeopardizing the integrity of the game. And it already, gambling books have put this online. Like, Bet Online already put up a number that said Texas Tech's got 14-1 odds to win the national championship now that Brendan Sorsby can play. And he's got 18-1 odds to win the Heisman Trophy. I would short the hell out of Texas Tech. I would short the hell out of him, and I'd short the hell out of him winning the Heisman Trophy, right? Because Heisman voters, by and large, feel very upset about this, and they will voice their opinions with their vote. So I don't think he's anywhere close to winning any Heisman Trophy because it's a popularity contest and a pageant contest, right? For Texas Tech, though, it's going to be so hard for you to navigate this season. You're going to have to do it with blinders on. It's not impossible. Michigan did it in 2023. Through all the noise that was around that program, those players decided they wanted to play for Harbaugh, and they went 15-0 and won the national championship. I don't think that this Texas Tech team is that good. Can they win the Big 12 again? Sure. But we've also got a Big 12 that is really contemplating, should we even play this team this year? Honestly, why would we? Why would we play this team? We don't believe in anything that they're doing. We don't believe in anything that this university has done. We don't think it's benefiting the game. We don't think it's benefiting the league. Far be it from me to say what they should or shouldn't do, but I think that they're having the conversation speaks to just how hurt everyone around is about this ruling. And I dare say Ken Curry going to have a hard time showing up to Wednesday night service. You know what I mean? Like, somebody is going to be trying to say, bless your heart, and say, I hope you okay. When really they just kind of really want to know, like, yo, dog, really? What are we thinking here? Oh my gosh, dog. We have really asked for a college football commissioner, right? I'll do it. Pate will do it. Cloud will do it. I don't think Cloud will do it. Cloud's got a better job than being commissioner. I would do it. I'd be commissioner. It'd be cool, right? Do this show and be commissioner. Be fun. But we got a commissioner. And our commissioner in college football is called local judge.